What's up, everybody, on the Get Down, That's your boy Taco sitting over there.
Hot dog.
Sitting over here.
And it's 1:30 in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm tired.
But we're doing this anyways. I'm a little tired, too. I'm a little hungry.
We're going to do it anyway.
That's right.
Get down. Don't get down, Timmy Show.
Thumbs up. Hit those likes.
Don't forget to subscribe.
That's right. That's what you got to do. So,
Come on, Rockstar.
kick in. So, last week, me and Taco over here, he said he watched it before I did, and then he said you want to watch it. And I was like, yeah, sure. You know what? If it's for free, fuck it, we'll watch it. Why the hell not?
I hate to even say anything about it because, you know, any publicity is good publicity. So
but it comes back to us a little bit, too.
I hate to even say anything about the movie because it was terrible.
But we watched the Tupac movie, and everybody knows the title of that movie.
Trash movie.
I
felt like I was at
what I got to watch of it, I felt that it was what they had to go off of. That was it.
They didn't give you anything that wasn't already in the media. They were very careful to make sure they didn't release anything new. It was all just, it might as well have just been a documentary that was already made on BET 20 years ago. Or how long
well, they did do the movie, the Tupac Resurrection movie,
yeah,
and I never watched that a day in my life. I have not watched that yet.
That movie was better than this movie.
Well, it was a documentary. That more was, to me, not a movie, but a documentary. Stuff that, you know, years later we already knew.
I had that DVD, what? Was it 20 years ago?
Almost. No.
15 at least.
Something like that.
You know, and
that's about right.
Real people, you know, and it wasn't like...
Yeah, I'm grooving to some Tupac music right now.
It wasn't a, like, drama. And that's why people didn't watch it, because it was just a documentary.
You know what?
It was exactly what you see. And they were very careful in that movie to not tell you shit.
In a lot of ways. In a whole lot of ways. There were certain things, that I remember from watching it.
And I'm hoping maybe that they're holding out to make a Death Row movie to put all the rest of the stuff.
They've done Straight Outta Compton. They did Notorious.
Might as well.
And then they did this movie on these rap artists here, specifically their lives.
I don't know.
And this one was probably the worst.
But whoever wrote that movie obviously didn't know anything about Pac except for what they read in the newspaper.
I mean, yeah, true, because think about it. Technology wasn't there, so you were getting, you know, late information.
Right.
You know, the internet was there, but it wasn't there if you had it.
My theory is, and I already told you, my theory is Tupac never even went to Vegas. That from the plane ride all the way to when he got shot, that was a lookalike. Everybody knows that celebrities have lookalikes that they send places for them. I think Tupac was already gone, and I don't necessarily think that he's in Cuba. Now, that guy, what was his name?
Akili. The MC, but we'll just call him Akili.
Okay. Somehow...
Keep it simple, you know.
Somehow... his name means I'm not Pac in a different language, and
well, they also said that was a little bit of a stretch.
This is what happened. That guy had a. This is what they're saying. That guy. Now he's not saying it. He said he didn't do it, but there was a news report that said that he had a press conference in Cuba, and he is a rapper, so a lot of people were saying that he was Pac, and that Pac was having a press conference in Cuba, and it was that guy. But when they asked him...
A little mistaken identity, probably.
Yes.
You know,
I understand that.
Yeah.
But when they asked him in the interview if he ever had a press conference in Cuba, he said no. He said no. So, who knows, man? It's crazy shit, dude. They tell you what they want you to know, and they're very careful to keep everything
as quiet as possible.
Quiet as possible.
But here's the thing.
All you hear about on the news is somebody got killed. We're going to have terrible weather. By the way, when I went to work at 11 o'clock at night, dude, it was 80 degrees.
Yeah.
Okay? At 11 o'clock at night.
It's crazy. The weather down here is crazy where we're at.
We live in Jacksonville, North Carolina. What I want to tell you is, when I walked out the door...
And this is February, by the way.
11 o'clock at night, it was 80 degrees. Okay? By 4 o'clock in the morning, it was 40 degrees.
Well, the temperature's...
A 40-degree drop in 3 or 4 hours.
You've lived here your whole life, though, bro. Come on.
In Jacksonville, baby.
Yeah, only down here. Will the weather not surprise you anymore?
The weather around here. Like, I go to work and I'm wearing shorts. And by the
in
end of the
February,
night, when I go to work, I'm wearing shorts. By the end of the night, I'm wearing all my gear because it's freezing out there. It's crazy. And it always waits until it drops below 40 degrees to start freaking raining.
So basically, what we're saying here is like whether to believe Tupac is alive or Tupac is not alive.
I think
is the question.
Alive. I think he got so big.
It's just the whole little, you know. I know we went off on a little tangent there or something. It's a little comparison, but
Pac was not. Pac wasn't as rich as people think he was.
He had some money though.
He had a lot of money.
He had some money,
but it was a lot of money for back then. Compared to money now,
yeah. Well,
Pac didn't have much money. Like Suge was feeding him money, as you know, and Suge had him in a headlock. Like he had him stuck. And how he talked him into doing East Coast, I will never know.
Oh, the East Coast Death Row thing that's something.
Suge Knight talked Tupac into doing that.
Until I watched this movie with you. Did not know that. Did not know. And it was a real thing because they showed it at that MTV Movie Awards.
I remember it.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing that. I never saw that.
That's because I don't think that they ever cut an album. I think it was just a hype. I don't remember them ever cutting the East Coast album.
No, they never did. They never got that far. Pac died before it ever could happen.
It was just hype.
It was 1990. It was 19. It was the
country. Hang on. Sold tickets for people to come sign autographs. For a hype that never even performed.
Right.
And even when Pac died...
But Pac died before the whole Death Row East Coast thing could even get started.
When Pac died, Death Row just did away with it.
Well,
they didn't even
at one point he was ready to say, you know, after the album Me Against the World, he was ready to be done with rap.
He wanted to leave Death Row, but...
Everybody also...
That was the only way he was getting money. Because the record label... He had to sign with Death Row. He signed with Death Row with a handshake. He never signed no papers. He signed for 3 songs. 3 songs is all he was supposed to do with Death Row.
But Suge got him out of jail because Suge paid all that money.
Started giving him more money.
And Suge paid that money to get him out.
See, the thing is, man,
it was like $2 million.
I think Suge was giving him money and doing things for him. So when something happened to Pac, he had a scapegoat. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the movie I want to see.
Right. Now, watching that video you had me watch, it was very compelling. It was very convincing.
Suge Knight
in his interview with him and Pac on the way to the fucking hospital.
You get 3 or 4 different stories in 3 or 4 different days.
Not believing that him and Pac were in the back of an ambulance talking about ha bullshit and shooting shit and that after Pac just got shot. He just got shot in the head. Like, dude, you just got shot in the head. Tupac just got shot up, and you and him are in the back of the ambulance.
This is it.
He hauling it up. Bullshit.
When they were on that plane together, Snoop was in the front, and Pac was all the way. Pac was in the front and Snoop was all the way in the back. Okay? They wouldn't let Snoop talk to Pac. They wouldn't let him see him. And Pac was in the front, and he was in the front with security that wasn't even his security. These were people that they brung in for that Vegas trip. They brung in special security for that Vegas trip, okay? I'm tired, man. I can't hardly even keep up the talk on this thing.
I hear you, man. But hey, we're gonna finish this up. This is a
Okay.
Get Down on the Get Down.
No, we're gonna keep going. I'm just.
That's right. I hear you, man. I know it's late.
It's 1:40 in the morning. I'm wore out, man. I had a rough day. I had to
But we're
change-
doing this for y'all.
I had to change my tire, man. You know, that wore me out, man.
but we're here on the Get Down on the Get Down talking about
But
because of a movie that we watched.
My thing is, I don't want to say the name of the movie because, like I said,
But we all know
I'm
the
not
name of the
giving
title
them
of the song.
No publicity on that movie. For one reason, I didn't even want to watch it because the way they waited until Pac's mom was
it
dead.
your curiosity?
They waited till Pac's mom was dead before they released it, so they didn't have to give her no money for it. That was messed
I
up.
don't think it was so much about
was
that.
messed up.
Well, that
She
might
wouldn't- no,
maybe.
the movie was done. She wouldn't sign off on it because she knew it wasn't right, and they had to wait till she died to put it out because she wouldn't sign off on it. They had to wait until whoever got the rights after she died, and I don't know even who it was. I don't know if it went back to Death Row.
I mean, I do
I
know
don't know
this.
if Suge
I do
Knight-
know most of the
does Suge
core
Knight-
family.
Does Suge Knight still own?
Suge Knight is in prison right now.
No, but does he still own Death Row?
He owns nothing.
So who owns Death Row?
Death Row is done.
They're completely done.
Done.
Oh, I'm surprised Dr. Dre or somebody ain't rebooted
No,
that
Dr.
shit.
Dre went off and did Aftermath, and
I
there
know
was
that.
Eminem. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dr. Dre, no, Suge
Well,
Knight.
does
Death
Eminem-
Row was done by Suge Knight.
So-
Suge Knight came up
so
with Death
who
Row.
owns Interscope?
Interscope is Interscope. They're their own entity.
I thought.
No, nobody owned. No, Suge Knight don't.
Dr. Dre owned Interscope.
No, he was on their label probably at one time,
Dude,
or went through a production
you
company.
gonna
of them.
know this guy right here knows a lot about a little bit, a lot. Like I know the people that are there, but I really don't have no idea who owns that shit. I know Suge Knight supposedly owned Death Row.
No,
but
he did. Death Row was Suge Knight's
But
thing.
obviously, he had a backer somewhere. He had somebody.
Suge
giving him
Knight
that
had his
money.
own. Suge
He was
Knight put his
not-
money. I think Dr. Dre might have helped him out
Like-
with some funds, maybe at some
No,
point. I don't know,
I
but
believe it was
don't
more
think
like,
so.
I believe it was more like an Eazy-E thing. I believe like his
Well-
money was probably coming from the streets, just like Easy's.
Possibly.
Like, because like he had to have people funding him because he wasn't a wealthy man. He came out of nowhere, and then he was a record. He was a record producer, like out of nowhere. Like his family wasn't rich. He didn't come from wealth.
And he made it
He
come.
made himself.
He came up.
I
He
want
was.
to see him
you
make a
can say
movie
you.
about Suge Knight.
If you want, if
That
you
motherfucker
can
was
say, this
crazy.
is what you can say. This is what you can say. Suge Knight is a self-made man.
Yes, he is.
That's
When
the
he
way
got
that
broke,
is.
He would he just called Vanilla Ice. He'd hang him over the banister, shake all the money out of his pockets, go buy. You know, Vanilla Ice funded. Vanilla Ice is the one that paid for Death Row. I mean, you know, you heard that story.
That story,
I mean,
yeah.
if it wasn't for Vanilla Ice,
Even see-
the
I remember
white
seeing the
rapper,
interview-
Ice Baby.
I remember
there'd be
seeing.
no Death
I remember
Row
seeing the interview
at all because
with Suge Knight.
Suge
Them
Knight shook
asking him
down.
about that night.
Yeah.
Suge Knight's like,
Yeah.
that doesn't sound
He shook
familiar
him
at
down.
all. But
He
yeah,
took his
Vanilla
shit.
Ice's story
When
confirms that he was scared and that he got hung over a balcony window and that he was going to give up
Yeah,
such and such
man,
money.
and he laid it out.
Suge Knight said
And-
no.
and
Vanilla
you
Ice
notice-
said this happened.
And you notice how Vanilla Ice waited till Suge Knight's ass was in prison before he came out with that story. And
Kinda right around that time, yeah.
he did. He waited till after
That's
his
what
ass
this,
locked up for 30
ladies and
years.
gentlemen, on the Get Down, on the Get Down. Calm down, Tim. I know you're a little round up on this a little bit because I know you got. I
Wake
know.
up, man.
But just calm down on that for a second. Everybody knows that this is probably between Tupac, Biggie, and then all of a sudden, so many years
Tiger.
later, Eazy-E's death is starting to become a conspiracy
Dude,
as well on what happened
I've
to
been
him.
saying that for years.
Never
I'm
saw.
a conspiracy theorist.
All right.
I look at all the conspiracies, not necessarily believe any of them, but I let them entertain me. I'm very interested in
Right.
things that people come up with.
Don't
And
get me wrong. I
especially
watched
when
some. I
there's-
watched some.
If there's any kind of truth to it, I dig in, man. Like the Pac thing, when they said that he had a press conference in Cuba and they released it, and he had dreads, he looked a little different, but the camera was back far enough, and you couldn't really hear him that good, so you knew it probably wasn't him, and that's why they did that, because if it was Pac, they would have been zoomed into his face, they'd have had the camera right in front of him, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, but then they have the guy on YouTube talking, They got a few different videos where he comes out and says, "I'm not Pac. I knew Pac."
Listening to his voice, I could tell.
You can tell when he talks is not Pac. But in one of the videos, whoever's giving him that video, whoever's asking him the questions, sure does sound like Pac to me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I didn't get a good listen. I didn't get a. I couldn't really hear him.
And the thing is, like, if he's gone, it's like you said earlier.
I've accepted the fact that
alive or dead,
he's gone.
He's gone. Music, let him
rest. The albums have stopped.
Dead or alive.
I mean, he made so much music because he felt in this world, in every interview that I ever saw about somebody that knew Tupac.
Dude, he would go in the studio and
just
a whole album.
2 albums at that, like, if he could.
Like, most people, they'll pay like $300 to go in the studio for a day, and they'll go in there and they'll record one song. Okay,
for about 2-3 hours.
They'll go in
something
there
like
and
that.
They'll take the whole 3 hours.
And that's just an example. That's not accurate.
Serious.
That's example.
I'm serious. I know somebody down the street that has a studio in their house. They charge $300 a day. You know what I'm saying? And for 8 hours, $300. Okay. Now you don't have to do it all in a day. You kind of buy the 8 hours. Like you can go in there for an hour today, an hour next week, whatever. But it costs $300. I wish I had the money to pay it, because if I did, I'd make a song that would blow the top off this thing, dude. I mean, I got all kinds of songs.
People only get down. Tim's got some music on there that he's sung himself.
I need mics. I need, you know,
a lot.
I just don't have the right stuff to record it.
But
when I get the right stuff, I'm telling you, I got a whole book of songs wrote down that is ready to go. Like, I tried recording them on my phone. I put a few little teasers out here and there, like the Hometown song. That's not the whole song. I didn't want to put the whole song because I knew it wasn't going to sound right on my phone, so I just did a little bit of it. But I got the whole song, and I'm ready to record it. I'm ready to go. Now I got kids. I got bills. I'm always broke. $500 a week, gone. Like,
I know the feeling. What little money I make in my life, it's gone.
Get it,
you know. And this is why we call this.
I'm not complaining. I'm just saying.
And this is why we call this the get down on the get down, because the struggle is motherfucking real.
The struggle is real, man. It don't matter if you make $1,000 a week. You gonna find a way to be broke.
Because here's what Tupac's music did for all of us growing up, and that we got a bit older.
It taught me how to live broke.
Because you come from nothing, you make something of yourself. When you listen to Tupac's music, this is what we're, in a way, like, yeah, we're two funky-ass looking white dudes doing YouTube, and we're out here talking. Yeah. But we listened to his music when we were young.
We grew up.
And then we listened to his music when we got a little bit older, and we started realizing some things a little bit more.
Jacksonville, North Carolina. We didn't grow up like, alright, you see all this racism and all this crap on TV. We don't know nothing about it. Well, we know about it because it's been media fed to us over the years. But when we were in school, it was everybody. It didn't matter what color you were.
Everybody hung out with everybody.
It didn't matter if you were black or white. I was gonna copy off of you. It didn't matter. It didn't.
I'll take a B.
We were in a military town where everybody was together. Like, I don't remember one racial issue at Jacksonville High School the whole time.
I do know one.
Well, one.
I know one good one.
I remember
OJ.
Some stupid shit.
OJ got bullshitted. I still, to this day, I kind of think he did.
When OJ... What do you mean?
When O.J. Simpson, remember when everybody, and when I was in I remember being at high school, and the classroom that I was in.
To me about that.
Right, but see, in our classroom I was in what was called I was in the bad classroom.
BH. He was in BH. I was in LD, man. Y'all watching some crazy dudes, man.
We were watching O.J. Simpson drive down the road and shit like that. There was the trial, all this shit,
dude, man. I was going to lunch one day, man. I think it was after school, and I was getting ready to walk home, and I walked past this dude's classroom. A freaking desk came out the window. Like,
I must have missed that day.
Like a dust came out the window, man. It was crazy.
I mean, I believe it. I could. I really could,
then
because
one day, I think your mom went in there and like went crazy on somebody or something.
that was because of me.
Like
That was because of me.
But I went when I went.
I did. This is what I did.
I remember
School was getting ready to come to a close that day, and the teacher told me to sit down. And I said, no, I'm going to go home. And he said, no, you're going to sit down and blah, blah, blah. Whatever the situation was, I honestly don't remember it. Until the point of, this is what I remember.
Rock stars, man.
I took his stapler and I knocked it on the floor. And the teacher put me in a Fort Nelson and slammed me up against the fucking wall.
All right, I break that. That's as awake as I'm going to be because I'm out of rock stars, so.
And then, my mom comes in.
Shit,
She's raising hell.
Fucking ashtray.
You suck.
Dang old man.
So, my mom's raising hell. The teacher slammed me against the wall. No shit, put me up against the wall. My jaw hits the fucking wall like a motherfucker. And I said, man, I wish you would let me go. I think that was like my little Tupac moment in life where I, in a way, not that Tupac ever acted tough. I'm sure he was a tough guy, stand up for him. But I was really, had the whole momentum of, man, you slammed me against the wall, man, let me go and I'll show you what's da-da-da-da. And we've all watched some of the Tupac, interviews over time.
And I remember one time I had the nerve to step up to my stepdad, boy. He hit me so damn hard, boy. I don't even know what happened next. Like, that was it.
Sometimes his music would get you really riled up, really ready to go. And then Tupac also had songs that were very sentimental and very easygoing.
I mean, and I said on the last video, and if you haven't heard Upchurch's new song, Pond Creek Road, go listen to it, man. It puts you in the mood of, I'd say, like a Metallica. Kind of a Metallica style.
All that music from that time,
and if you haven't heard anything like that,
is really good stuff.
And it really took that.
It's kind of like
he's not gonna do rock music for a passion. He just wants to make an album to prove to people he can do whatever the fuck he wants to do.
I think he just likes making music.
I think he just likes proving people wrong.
There's nothing wrong with that.
You get on there and tell that guy he can't.
I mean, look how much Pac proved people wrong. Where
that's what I'm saying. You can compare him to Pac.
All right, you asked me this question the other night.
All right, this is why you can't compare him to Pac.
Because no.
He just started 2 years ago.
No, you can't.
You can't compare him to Pac.
Nobody is.
I was wrong about that. Can't compare him to Pac, but the way he started. I mean, 8 albums in 2 years?
Out there, yeah.
Hey, man, that is bigger than Pac started. I mean, Pac started with Digital Underground. If it wasn't for them, maybe he might not have never been nothing.
I mean...
Like, this dude did it by himself.
For a good little while.
If he goes for 20 or 30 years still making music, he is on Pac's level.
Well, I mean, like I said, some of Upchurch's music gives you that feel to where you want to feel a certain way, and Pac's music gave you a certain. Pac's music.
I would say he's got as many hits as T.I. In 2 years, he's wrote as many hits as T.I. has in as many years as T.I. has been out. I say Upchurch has probably got about freaking 15 hits. Altogether, hits like.
And that's between country, rock, and rap.
Anybody, and even his rap songs that country people wouldn't like rap. A lot of his rap songs, country people do like.
True. And if there's I asked you this earlier tonight before we started doing this.
Legend is a song for everybody.
And Legend is because
John Denver.
John Denver, Janis Joplin, Elvis Presley. Not speaking about his lyrics, but the pictures he had up in that video of the people that were huge and famous and all that shit. Awesome, there was Pac, there was Biggie, there was Elvis, there was Janis Joplin, there was Jimi Hendrix, Morrison, the Beatles. I mean,
how do you come up with this stuff, dude? How do you come up with this stuff?
It's the same. Wait.
What you fishing with?
It's the same question.
What the hell is your fishing, boy? What kind of bait you got on that shit?
here's the thing.
'Cause I don't wanna
How
know.
did Pac come up with half the songs he came up with
Are
to
you
where that
related
he
to
made
somebody?
himself that way before All Eyes on Me? You know the album, All Eyes on Me.
You know what, man? It makes you wonder because some of these famous people, right? What you don't realize is a lot of famous celebrities, they have kids with people that aren't famous, and then they go on their own way, and they have that kid, and that kid grows up with a different freaking name, and you have no idea that they're related. You can go on YouTube and find hundreds of celebrities.
I wouldn't
that
use
are
YouTube
related.
as a very valid
Okay,
situation
go
on that a
wi-
lot.
Go on freaking like Google.
I mean, they can say anybody can
Go
say
Google.
anything.
Just go on Google so you make
You know.
sure it's true. You don't want to go on because
Well, 'cause that's the last thing you have
put
to go off
anything
of.
on YouTube. You know, like
Yeah.
I can go on YouTube and
There's some
say,
fact
"I'm
and there's
brother
some fiction.
Tom Brady,
Well,
my
non-fiction,
brother, man,
excuse
my
me.
dick glow too, dog. You know what I'm saying? Anybody could do that, but go on Google and just Google any celebrity and see who they're related to because you wouldn't believe how deep the blood runs through Hollywood. You wouldn't believe it, and a lot of them, and some of them, you can't even find that they're related in any way because the mom went off and got remarried, and the kids got a different last name, like Bruno Mars. I believe that either Michael Jackson or Prince, one or the other, is his daddy. Like
Wait,
he
who's
made
Bruno's Mars daddy? Who'd you say?
either Michael Jackson or Prince, one or the other.
Seeing how Michael Jackson
Because
died,
Bruno Mars-
that's a stretch.
Michael
That's
Jackson
a
just
that's
died,
a stretch
man.
I can't believe.
Bruno Mars. is
Just
dead.
my feelings.
What do you mean he died?
Well, Michael Jackson died well before Bruno Mars was ever even famous. And
Yeah, before he was famous, but he was definitely born.
I just had.
No, but he was born. Well, anyways, that's one.
That's my feelings.
that's one of my
I can't
conspiracy
believe
theories.
that one.
I'm gonna make a conspiracy theory, and it's that Bruno Mars is definitely either Michael Jackson or Prince's kid. Okay, because for one, his name ain't Bruno Mars. I don't know what his real name is. I bet you not many people do.
Well, that's the problem with conspiracy theories. It's hard to
Okay.
prove.
You know? But the thing is, this dude came out of nowhere, became super famous, and like, people don't just do that without being related to somebody in some way.
Tupac wasn't related to nobody being famous,
like
and he
that
got
group-
famous.
Like that group, LMFMO. They came out of nowhere. They had, Party Rock, they had about 4 or 5 hits, and then they were super famous. Do you know why? Because the lead singer of LMFMO, Red Foo, that's his name, Red Foo, I think.
I don't listen to them. I don't
He
know.
is the grandson of Berry Gordy. You know what I'm saying?
So Berry Gordy looked out for him
when
and gave him a
Berry-
shot.
No, when Berry Gordy died,
Well,
he got the money, and then all of a sudden he's making hit songs. Like, they don't just come out of nowhere. No.
Tupac
famous-
came out of nowhere.
Tupac came out of nowhere.
Biggie came out of nowhere.
Upchurch came out of nowhere.
So
You know what I'm saying?
the little
Like,
contradictory there. But that's okay. It happens, you know. But
But
when I
really-
get what you're saying, that
really-
Hollywood,
Tupac didn't come from nowhere.
yes, he did.
No, he was a backup dancer. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, he
got
had to
his
earn.
shot.
He earned his. He paid his dues.
Yes.
And then he
He
came
paid
up.
his due, but he didn't do it by himself. Like, there's a difference between doing it by yourself.
No, he didn't do it all by himself, but
He
eventually,
had Dr. Dre making his music. That was
for
all.
only so long.
Like,
For only so long.
now I'm not
If
sure.
you notice in the album All Eyes on Me, in the Machiavelli album,
I'm not sure.
that if you're old enough to know and listen to, you've obviously listened to All Eyes on Me back to front, shuffled it around, went this way,
Yeah,
that way,
man,
the other.
big Tupac
Machiavelli
now.
album,
It's all
same
about
way.
Tupac.
Right, same way. Did you notice in the album as you got older in life, Tupac talked great about Dr. Dre, and then somewhere around like maybe on the other All Eyes on Me side, the second track,
Yeah,
he shit on
shots
Dr.
off
Dre,
of him,
and
yeah.
then in Machiavelli,
But
Dr.
that
Dre
all
was a
about
genius,
money.
and no, because at some point when all that was getting made, Dr. Dre made a lot of those beats and had all that shit ready to go. And, you know, Tupac said, Dr. Dre, great, California Love, this, that, and the other. And then we all know the famous lyric off of Tupac is, we shook Dre's punk ass, now we out of the closet. Not only was that just on the Machiavelli album when he said that, he was doing that on the All Eyes on Me album too. Dr. Dre was great, Dr. Dre's gone. Machiavelli, Dr. Dre's great, Dr. Dre's gone. You know what I'm saying?
If you listen to...
Dr. Dre left...
Alright, if you listen to some Eminem songs, okay, and you listen to the beats that are made for Eminem, then you will realize why Tupac was as famous as he was. Because if Tupac was alive, I highly doubt you ever hear Eminem.
I mean, Eminem said a line too. Pissed off because Biggie and Pac missed all of this.
Man, because
that Eminem was coming out to be the next great thing.
I can tell you what.
To me.
If I had Dr. Dre making beats for me, dude, I'd be a freaking global superstar too. I mean, it's not hard to put down music in a studio with Dr. Dre making your music.
Dr. Dre was a special genius with it, though.
He's a genius, yeah. You say what you want to say, and then he puts it to the music the way he wants to put it to the music.
Nothing wrong with that.
Makes it work. Dude, if I had somebody doing that for me, dude, what they do, they go in there and they say a line. They say a line like, here I come, here I come, here I come, and then they record that. Like they spit a sentence, they stop. They spit another sentence, they stop. They don't see when they play the song. It's the way Dr. Dre, the way they put it together. It sounds like they're continuously doing it. You know, you don't hear the cut. You don't hear the. I don't.
Well, no, you're never going to hear all of that unless you're there.
When I make a song, it's raw. It's me, dog. You getting me. Like
very rare back in the day. Back in the day, in the early '90s,
music back then.
Very early in the early '90s, the way rap was going, back in the early days, it was very rare that you might get a couple of artists who can cut a song maybe once or twice and be done with it and move on to the next one. Pac was able to bang out. We'll do everything later. We'll do everything later, and let's just bang out a song. Let's just get a song out. We'll do all the edits, the cuts. Dude, and that's because he knew he had
went in the studio
very little time left, probably in this world, when and how and all that shit.
Okay, I heard, was it Little Scrappy? He was a member of Death Row. I didn't even realize he was a member of Death Row, until recently. You know, I thought Little Scrappy was a rapper that came out in 2000. You know, and then he got famous, but. He was Death Row all the way.
And you know what? I probably forgot seeing his name on the back of an album cover on some shit. Maybe that's what I missed.
What is it? Dang on, is it? Oh yeah, is it? It's Hit 'Em Up. He's on Hit 'Em Up.
Is he?
Yeah, he's on Hit 'Em Up. And
I'm 38 years old. I'm about to be 39, and check this out. This shit happened when
a teenager.
This guy was rapping. And this guy was rapping.
He was young, man.
When he was about maybe about a couple of years older than me, back in 93, 94, 95, all that shit. And so maybe I just missed him somewhere in featuring on an album.
Another thing I saw, T.I., man. Do you know why T.I. made the song You Don't Know Me?
Okay.
Because he was at a party and he saw Jamie Foxx. And Jamie Foxx, when he walked up to Jamie Foxx, he was telling Jamie Foxx that he was going to be the greatest thing ever, he was going to be the greatest rapper ever, and Jamie Foxx, kind of ignored him, I don't know you, and, walked away. And that's where he got the inspiration to write that song. And I saw an interview that they just did it was Jamie Foxx interviewing T.I., and they were talking about it. Right. They're friends now, you know? Well, as far as celebrities, they say they're
know
friends, they know each other, but they all say they're real good friends always.
They probably send a good tweet every once in a while.
But I thought that was pretty funny that he took that inspiration and made because that was a radio hit, and I liked it, but I'm not really into radio songs. But he took that inspiration and probably made over $1 million off that song. And you know, he still performs it. He's still making money off of it.
Yeah, well,
and
you know,
I seen Cat Williams get knocked out. That shit was funny as hell, dog.
You finally saw that shit. Is so oh my god,
man. Hey, yo, when I seen another video where Cat Williams attacked this dude.
Oh yeah,
like
it was
on drugs or something, man. He was sitting up against the wall, and dude kept fucking with him, and then he just started swinging on him. I said, "Damn, Cat." I said, "Yo, let's hang out, dog."
So, yeah, in life, the way we look at it with Tupac's music, and the way that music went on after the time him and also Biggie died, everybody pretty much wanted to do this.
Now,
everybody else wanted to be better than what those two did. Yes, Pac had so much more music and so many more albums, and Big only really had 2 albums. But at the time, Biggie was so big for the way he was doing.
I think the whole situation was to get rid of Biggie, not Pac. I think that the cops did that with Pac so that the Crips would retaliate on Biggie and get rid of Biggie. I don't think that they even meant to kill the lookalike. I think they meant to just shoot the car up. You know what I'm saying? But the gang took it too far because gangs are crazy, man. They'll kill your ass. They don't give a shit.
Come up, shoot your whole shit up. They don't give a fuck.
They will fuck your shit up. Dude.
Now look, before me and Taco, listen.
Say there's not
we grew up a pretty good life, but we chose a life of living on the opposite side of the track a little bit. We hung out with some people not like this, and who Biggie and Pac hung out with.
A lot of gangbangers when I was a kid, and so did he.
And we hung out with them, and we had a good...
I was never in a gang, but I hung out with enough people that other people would see me with them, and they would...
I mean, you look at us today, and you wouldn't think nothing of it.
Pull a gun on me one day out right there.
I've been robbed. I've had guns pulled on me like more than once, twice, 3, 4, 5 times in my life.
The same guy that pulled a gun on me.
You know, we both lived around a bunch of crazy motherfuckers.
They almost beat him to death, like with belts. And
I was unrecognizable. I was unrecognizable. And you know why that most of you
I got my ass beat when I was a kid.
Wait, let me tell you something.
Like he did, though.
Let me tell you something. He'll tell you I was unrecognizable, and you don't have to believe this. That's fine because when it happened,
I didn't.
But when it happened, this is the problem today. People be like, "Oh, it's not on Facebook." Well, that's because it happened when I was 15 years old, and it was 1995, 1996.
This was
somewhere around there like that. I was 15, 16 years old.
I knew
this shit right here did not exist.
I knew you.
You don't have to believe me.
I knew you then, but I was more hanging out with your brothers. You were hanging out with them crazy people, and then that happened to you.
Yeah.
And then
I'm here to tell you today.
You were still.
Shit happened.
I think you were still laid up in the bed, and that's when they started going at me, and I didn't even have anything to do with that situation. It was a totally different situation what they were coming at me for. But they were going to kill my ass.
They pulled
a gun on me.
I have no reason to lie about this, people. Hey, none. It really happened.
I stole a gun from the girl I was dating's dad to protect myself. And then my grandpa found a gun, and boy. Grandpa was like, "That ain't one of mine. Where'd this gun come from?" He called the cops. Oh my God. But then they took that gun. And I'm glad they took that gun because I believe I'd have shot that guy. If I'd have had that gun on me, when he pulled that gun on me, I would have shot him. I know I would have.
It's not that we're trying to make it sound like
he was a pussy.
It's not here, but here's the thing, real quick, and we're not trying to say that Tupac made us do the things.
He died, didn't he?
No, I don't know. I really don't know.
He did die. You were the one that told me.
No, I really don't.
Ivan boy?
Oh, alright. I'm not going to speak about that name no more. That's fine.
No, what goes around comes around, buddy.
But here's the thing. We're not going to sit here and say Tupac made us live a certain life that we wanted to live because before I knew who Tupac was, and before Tupac got to a point of All Eyes on Me on the album, the way that he was and the way people portrayed him and looked at him, we had already chosen that off-beaten path in life to where we said we saw how this way is, but this way was much more fun. And that's where we went. We went to the more fun side of things.
As soon as he talked Digital Underground into letting him do his own one verse, you could see it in his eyes that he was going to leave there and he was going to be way bigger than they ever were.
And the thing is,
it coming.
Right? And the thing is,
feel it in your bones.
What was the song you said?
That's what I could feel when I listen to Upchurch sometimes.
Right, and what was the song you said that you remember most by Tupac that you watched, and the one song you definitely remember hearing first about Tupac?
His first song
before you knew who he was
I Get Around.
That was pretty much the same one for me.
It got a lot of airplay with the video
and the radio.
And I Get Around. When Hit 'Em Up came out, I was even surprised they made a video for Hit 'Em Up, as hardcore as it was. But damn, they
sure as hell did.
But there was one song from Eazy-E that they never ever made a video for because it was too gruesome.
Try Me.
Now, don't get me wrong. I remember when they made a video for that song. Okay. It was on a VCR tape, and you could buy it. It was him riding on the back of a fire truck, shooting shit up. It was the song "Merry Mother Effing Christmas." And
I never seen the video. I never even knew there was a video for it.
Eazy was on the back of a fire truck, and he was shooting. I think it was New York City up, and they wouldn't play the video on MTV, and if anybody's got a tape of that, please put it on YouTube because
put it on our channel.
Not on YouTube.
Put it on our channel.
Yes, please do.
If you got it and you know it, if somebody knows anything,
I look to order it.
I would love to see it,
dude. I mean, really, like
I'm just now hearing of this. That's crazy, and I go back where I'm a fan of NWA, Eazy, Ice Cube, Tupac, all that shit.
And Eazy, he had it. Because he owned the record label. He did own his own record label.
Yeah.
He got all the money.
Bone Thugs and Harmony was on Ruthless Records.
The problem was he hired people to watch his money. That's where he messed up. All the money was Eazy-E's. If he would have watched his own money, he would have been pretty wealthy off. But he hired people to watch his money.
Yeah.
And when you do that, it's okay to do that, but you want to make damn sure that who you got watching your money, you want to watch them like a fucking hawk. You know, he was going from city to city. His money was going to his bank. He was going from city to city. He wasn't able to watch it the way that I would watch.
I know you don't like. I know you said you don't like the movie, but there was a part of the movie.
He should have been a millionaire.
There was a part of the movie that we watched with Tupac where Suge Knight called out a dude who was ripping him off for his money, and he knew how much money it was, and he was shoving down food down that dude's throat.
That's the movie I want to see.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not a Suge Knight fan. I always didn't like the way Suge Knight did his people, but I think a good movie about Suge Knight would explain everything.
And we're never gonna get it.
And the thing is, he's the only one that knows who killed Pac.
I think Snoop does too.
Oh yeah,
I think in a small sense,
Snoop in three different times in three different places. They asked.
It's just some things over the years as I got older, and now that YouTube is the way it is.
That one?
I haven't seen everything about Snoop Dogg in certain interviews.
In 3 different interviews, they asked Snoop where he was that day. 3 different interviews over the years now. In all 3 interviews, he said something different. He said he was at home. Then he said he was at the club. Then he said he was at Warren G's house. In 3 different interviews. Now, did he do it on purpose? Because you are allowed to tell the media anything.
Could he have stopped it?
Like, you're allowed to tell the media anything you want to. You know, like, if he wants to tell the media he was there. Now, if the cops asked him, he'd have to tell them exactly where he was. But when the media asks you shit, you can tell them any damn thing you want. You know? You tell the media that, dude, man, I'm Alaskan, man. You know, I live in a fucking igloo and, like, eat ice and fucking fish for my food, like, and like.
Right.
Yeah.
But just so people
I'm
know,
tired, man. I'm just rambling.
Just because
I'm rambling, man.
just because we listen to the music that we listened to growing up, you know, sometimes these were also our idols in a way. Sometimes our role models, our male figures, kind of thing. We're not. I will never in my life blame my life on a movie, a rap artist, a song, or anything like
that's
that.
All bullshit, dude.
It's just at it's just at the moment in time, the way we were living and the way life was then.
Shit, everything.
We just felt that we were also invincible, and the music is actually more relevant and more serious
I could walk down the street with my
than we ever realized.
When I was 15, I put my headset in and walk down the street
and have a good
and
day.
just be as free. You know what I'm saying? Like,
the music never made us do shit
like,
we didn't want to do.
Yeah, like drugs.
We enjoyed it.
Drugs over
the music.
years.
We enjoyed the music.
Over
we
the
enjoyed
years,
it.
I did a lot of drugs that made me make bad decisions. You know, and you gotta make them bad decisions to learn from them. And you know, it's just part of life. You know,
Pac probably made a couple bad decisions in his life.
Things go wrong.
Ice Cube.
You learn from them. You move on.
Everybody like.
Don't make the same mistake twice, and you'll be fine.
We can all. The biggest thing about Tupac's music, and the music that we listen to. I know we're emphasizing on Pac a lot, but we can all relate to some things that
Rodney,
that he
if you're
said.
watching, man, you need to give Hot Dog a job. I mean, yeah, Hot Dog.
Hot dog.
You need to get Hot Dog a job back, man. You gonna work? You ready to work?
We just want to let people know that we can relate. Believe it or not, just because we're white does not mean we cannot relate to some things that Tupac rapped about. Some things that we did not see in our life. You don't have to be white, black, orange, purple, green, any of that shit.
Back then, there was white rappers. You know, you had Snow. You had
before Eminem.
Who was it? Who?
Vanilla Ice.
No, well,
Kid Rock. Ice. Kid Rock almost came out before Vanilla Ice too.
Else I was about to name, and you just made me forget. Dang it. Oh well. I say I don't write shit down, man. I didn't write nothing down.
Nah. But hey,
we're supposed to make the show about 9 o'clock, and now it's 2:18, and we just rambling.
But yeah, we watched the movie, and it just, in a way, sparked a remember a part of my life.
All it did was make me remember shit that didn't fucking matter.
To me, it made me want to listen to his music, though, a lot more than I ever did. Especially certain albums. Certain albums that Pac did that some people probably never got a chance to listen to. I'm telling you, younger cats who are 15, 16, 20 some odd years old.
To me, it went.
Go back and listen to, like, Do You Remember Me? Are You Still Down? Strictly For My, not going to say that word. Listen to Me Against the World. Me Against the World and
Against the World.
I mean, that album was incredibly awesome. Fucking great.
What's up with them hyping Changes Up after he died? That song, he made that song way before he died. And then they hyped it up after he died. You know what I'm saying? Pac wasn't trying to hype that song up.
That was a radio song, though.
Like,
that was one of those radio songs.
Yeah, but when they made the video, it didn't make, like, come on, man. If artist dies, just let it go, man. Just let the music be there. Don't try to make
and I'll tell you this too. And I'll tell you this too right now. If you really want to go old school and you are a real true person of a fan of Pac's and you've never gone and listened to that first album he ever put out called Tupacalypse Now.
Oh yeah.
That had the song Brenda's Got a Baby. I'm Violent.
Other than
those songs like that, A Soldier's Story. That album is so Tupac old school is fucking ridiculous, man.
We're forgetting something, man. We forgot about Cypress Hill.
Cypress Hill.
You know,
I mean,
man, they was bumping it. What was it? 97, 98.
Oh, way before. They were way famous before that.
Were they famous?
Yes, they were.
I remember.
Everybody knows. That's because everybody knows Cypress Hill for Insane in the Membrane.
Yeah, Insane in the Membrane was probably
Insane in the Brain.
It was definitely their biggest radio hit, but it wasn't their best song. And
that album was way better than just that song.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was a great radio song, got much play, but like they had albums of way better songs than that.
There was Redman. There was Naughty by Nature. And you know what kills me the most about the whole thing with the whole memorization of remembering Tupac and Biggie was when the songs came out. Check this out. 1 year later, after Biggie died, they came out with a song with a Sting sample. I'll always remember you, or the one that one.
And then missing you.
Yeah, I'll be missing you.
I'll be missing you.
And then Naughty by Nature did a song. I almost forgot. I can't believe it. I forgot about it until I watched an interview with Tretch.
Let me hit you.
And he did a song, "I'll Mourn You Till I Join You." And Tretch and Naughty by Nature. Or Naughty by Nature, not just Tretch and Natalie, but Naughty by Nature. They did a song for Pac, and that was the only fucking song about Tupac.
And I've only heard it about 3 or 4 times.
And I pretty much forgot about it until I watched an interview with Tretch, and he said that, and I was like, oh shit, I can't believe I forgot about this. And this is really the only Tupac song that I know of that somebody did for him.
It was good.
Naughty by Nature, "Mourn You Till I Join You." Never heard it. I remember it now because I heard it a couple of days ago and I went and listened to it and I was like, oh my god, I can't believe I forgot this.
You talk too much, man.
You talk too much, man.
Making me forget shit, man.
Get down.
I'm ready to name another rapper and you started talking again.
I couldn't help it. I baffled myself.
To me, it went kind of like NWA was great. Then there was Eazy by himself. Pac was out around the same time.
Then Biggie hit.
Then Biggie. And then after that, a bunch of fucking trash all the way till Eminem came out. Well, I mean, you had Snoop and Dre.
Yeah.
You had the Chronic, of course. Like, that was top of the list.
Oh, yeah.
But as far as the rap game, I mean, it was after Pac and Snoop made America's Most Wanted, like, that was it. Like, there was crap until Eminem came out. That, what, 10 years? 10 years of nothing. I mean, total crap. You know, like, you name Montel Jordan, you know what I'm saying?
But you know what's crazy?
This is how we do it.
Right.
I mean, like, really.
Yeah. But here's the thing.
Yeah, I like Jodeci. I like some of the R&B groups. They were all right. You know, As Yet.
I know the group. Yeah, I know of the group. Yeah.
I mean, there was a lot of R&B groups that came out of nowhere when the rap game kind of dulled down a little bit. Now, there was a good song here and there, don't get me wrong. Petey Pablo, North Carolina was the bomb there for a minute, and they still played it every
That's why I say, after Tupac and Biggie died, everybody wanted to try to be the fucking king.
Let me throw one out there. Anybody that's got any kind of musical talent, make a song about your hometown that touches people, that they can feel, and you'll be amazed.
Upchurch's done it. Upchurch is representing his shit to the fullest.
Dude, that little hometown thing I did, that was just a little sample of my song, has got, I mean, it's only got, I think, one review that somebody actually wrote down, but I've had people call me, like, and tell me, hey man, that was a pretty good song, man. Like, it needs to be a little bit longer. I was like, it is a little bit longer, but I couldn't. Over my phone, it's never gonna sound the way I want it to sound. I need the mic. I need the screen in front of the mic. Like, I need everything to be perfect.
Yeah.
Like anybody in the studio would already have. You know.
Yeah.
Trash.
I mean, you know,
it's hard, man.
It's just
It's not
crazy.
easy being cheesy. And
You know,
I eat a lot of cheese.
Let me ask you this.
But shit, not that much. Because I constipate.
Let me ask you this.
Woo!
Favorite Biggie song, favorite Pac song?
Oh, my favorite Pac song was definitely, Hit 'Em Up. Like, I listened to that one probably more than any other one. Of course,
That was
Mama.
very.
I would say Mama. I probably listen to Mama more than I listen to any other song. Because
I think we all did.
It hits home with me. All the way up to a certain point of that song. It's about me. It's about you. It's about you.
It's about
All the way
you.
Anybody that had any kind of rough childhood
Yeah,
can
for real.
relate to that song.
Like, don't
Now,
sit
when
here.
he-
Don't
now,
sit here and look at us
when he
like
gets to the point,
we didn't live a rough
when
life
he
because
gets
we
to the
don't know
point
your
where-
life and you don't know our life.
when he gets to the point where his mama went to prison. Now my mom never went to prison.
My mom never did either.
But to that point, all the way up to that point,
Just the
I
struggle
can
of
totally
things.
relate to that song. Like
Mama
out
made
on the
miracles
streets, man.
every Thanksgiving.
every Thanksgiving, like my mom just like made magic, and we didn't have no money. We had 3 kids living there. I mean, all like my dad worked. My dad worked all the time, like, and we were broke. We lived good. Don't get me wrong. Christmas time, Thanksgiving time, holidays, dude. We got everything we wanted because my mom and dad.
But during that time,
freaking best, man.
it was during that.
But-
It was during those rough times.
But like,
that when people, you don't like
it
I
was
said.
more my fault because I chose to be the deceptive one. I chose to play the stupid games. I chose to sneak out of the house and. Like, or my
Yeah.
dad would tell me to take the trash out, and I'd be at this dude's house, and I wasn't even supposed to go outside. Like things like that would just set him off. I understand now, trust me. Like,
We're old enough
dude,
now.
I get it now. Like,
We just lived a life that we thought
just
was
stay at home,
so much
don't
more
fuck with
fun.
Nobody, just live life.
We were kids, and we get what you
I
and we
mean-
get what being a kid is.
I get
We
it
just
now.
came
You
from a
couldn't tell
different
me
era.
Nothing. You couldn't tell me nothing back then. I knew it. I
Damn
knew
right.
it. You could tell me your side of the story, and the whole time you were telling your side of the story, I was already planning mine. You know what I'm saying? I already knew what I wanted to do, but now it's different. Now I know what I want to do, and I'm on a mission. It's different being on a mission to go do something good. You know,
It's that old school term. It's
Like,
called On a Mission from
dude.
Hell's Kitchen.
dude, it's crazy out here.
You know,
Everything you learn.
like I said, we did not ever let in our lives, not one point, let a rapper or a movie let us choose our life in any way.
Nah. I
We
never did
chose
anything 'cause of
we
a
chose what we chose
It's
and
more-
went and did what we went and did.
movies.
The
had-
music
movies
was
had
just the
more in it.
music. The music was just the music, and the movies were the movies. We didn't let any of that make us do anything. Tupac, Ice Cube, Eazy-E, NWA, Notorious Big, all the rappers, the movies, never,
Hey,
ever.
I'll throw another one out there.
We were just
That-
being us.
Okay, they did it on BET, but they made I think it was a 4 or 5 part episode about New Edition.
Mhm.
If you get a chance to watch that, check it out, man. Hey, they nailed that one. That one is the total truth. BET did it right. Like, I wish BET would.
I never did get to watch that,
wish
but I know
B-
it's there.
I wish BET would do any movies for music. Like, they should, because they know everything about these people. Like, they've done
I still
They
say
got
with
people-
that though, the Tupac
they got
and Biggie
people that
thing,
work for
they
them,
would
working
still
for
have the
them
same.
now.
I still say with Tupac and Biggie, and some other artists probably, they probably still wouldn't get quite it right. It's kind of like USA Network is doing the unsolved mystery.
Oh, is
of-
it coming back?
No,
Oh.
USA Network is doing the little, ever a 1 week or whatever series of the Tupac and Biggie murder.
Yeah, I ain't watching that shit.
I will watch
I'm so
it.
sick of
I will
hearing
watch
about it. I already know the shit they're gonna say. They make.
Yeah, I know. I just wanted to put that out there that they are going to do that.
Why? It's so stupid, man.
It's because maybe they hope
You
that
might
they
as well
get it
watch
right.
this. We just told you everything you need to know about Tupac. He was the shit, and then he was gone. You know, and I was surprised if something don't happen to Eminem, or like here soon or in a few years, like because he kind of did what Pac did. He